Hey guys, welcome to my part 2 of my declutter. This is gonna be face palettes and eyeshadow palettes. Part 1 was lipsticks, liquid lipsticks and bullet lipsticks. If you're interested in that, check out part 1, which is obviously before this video. In this video I'm just gonna be talking about face stuff. So let's just get into the video. What should we start with first? I don't know. Okay, let's start with this. Okay, first is this Nude Sticks palette. It's one of their like pencil palettes, and this was when I was first trying to get into nude sticks, and I loved how easy it was to just throw these shades on, like these crayon shades on the lid. But I guess the palette, that the collection that I got, was a bunch of sparkly shades. The only matte shade was this one, this red shade here. Everything else was like glittery, sparkly, shimmery, I shouldn't say glittery, but shimmery shades. And yeah, it's not my vibe. And I did like it when I was using it, but I didn't really reach for this. You know, I haven't reached for this in a long time. And so I think, you know, I'm trying, if you watch my part 1, I'm trying to get rid of stuff that I don't use, that I don't enjoy using, that I don't reach for, because I only want to use the stuff that I really enjoy. That's what I want to use, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of the times, especially people that do you know, panning makeup and stuff like that, they'll use a product to death that they hate. Meanwhile, a product that they love or they're excited about is sitting on the back shelf. So, and I'm not saying hate to anyone, but excuse me. I'm just saying, like, for me personally, that doesn't work, because I don't do my makeup all the time. Excuse me. I don't do my makeup all the time. Oh my God. I don't do my makeup all the time. So it takes a long time for me to pan something, to use it fully. So I am passing this on to somebody that's going to get a lot more use out of it and appreciate it more than I did. All right. The next thing I'm going to go into is, I'll go into these. And I wish I could remember what company was. If you guys look at these and tell me if you remember, this was an indie brand way back when like the makeup world on Instagram was blowing up. And she made these shimmery, glittery highlighters that everybody was going crazy for. And I got all 4 shades. This was like a white that was like a white gold shift. This was like revolutionary at the time. This was like a coppery, bronzy shade. And this was like a gold. This was like Trophy Wife. The OG Trophy Wife. Not like, it looks a lot more pale on the camera. But it's yellow. Trust me. It's like a yellow green. And I was so excited for these. I wish I knew what company made them, but it doesn't have any information on it. Like, it just came like this. So I forgot what makeup company it was, but I'm getting rid of them because obviously, look at them. I bought them like 10 years ago, maybe almost 10 years ago, and I've barely gotten any use out of them. So I'm passing them along because maybe there's somebody out there that's going to love them a lot more than I have. All right, the next thing I'm getting rid of is this Naked Flush palette. I've had this since it came out. I don't even know when this came out, but I've had this since this came out. And this bronzer has been the only bronzer that I've used these past years. You guys, do the math. How long ago this came out? This is the only bronzer that I've used, and I haven't hit pan on it. And I would go like this. It has a dent, but I haven't hit pan on it. I was like, I gotta get rid of it. This, if I don't pass this along, I'm never gonna finish this up. I hate the blush on here. This used to be like the only blush that I would use because it was right here. It was easy access. So this would be like the only blush that I would use. And this highlighter would be the only highlighter that I would use. And I hate the freaking highlighter because it's too ashy for me. It's way too ashy. I hate this blush. And the bronzer is decent. It's not bad, but it's like, because I would pull out this palette, I would automatically use the highlighter and the blush because it was right there. And that's why I hate this palette so much. Not because of the bronzer. The bronzer is amazing. I wouldn't say amazing. It's good. But these two, terrible. So I'm passing this along because I need to move on to my other bronzers, guys. I've ordered so many bronzers and I need to move on. It's time to go. The next thing I'm getting rid of is this NYX orange blush in cinnamon, but it's orange. You can see that the indentations are still in there. I barely got any use out of this. So I'm passing it along because obviously I don't enjoy it that much. This is a little bit sad, but I'm getting rid of these. I only ever swatched these like 2 or 3 times. I've never used these. These are the Skin Frosts, and I used to go crazy over these things. I used to like buy them as soon as they came out. So I think I have 2 more shades that I kept in my collection, but I'm getting rid of Ice Cold, So Effing Gold, and Lavender Snow. And I'll open them up and I'll show them to you. So this is Lavender Snow. You'll see that I never use these. I just swatch them. But when am I going to use this? This doesn't even show up purple. This is just like a platinum silver. Lavender Snow. Yeah, I'm never going to use this. This doesn't go for me. This is not my style. This does not work for me. So I'm getting rid of it, and I'm passing it along to somebody that's going to enjoy it more than I am and probably get a lot more use out of it as well. The next one is So Effing Gold, and this is just like a nasty, dirty gold to me. It looks a lot more nicer on camera. It's because I have that filter on. But it's just this olive green gold. You guys can look it up on the pictures. I don't even know what I was thinking when I bought this. It's too dark for me to use as a highlighter, and it's not really a shade that I would wear on my eyelids. But yeah, it's this, it looks peachy on here, but it's a green, literally a green gold, like a dirty gold. Yeah, it's not for your girl. Hopefully it's for somebody else, but not for me. And then the last one is Ice Cold, and it's the same thing. This is a white that has like a yellow shift to it, and it's just too light for me. It's just too light for me. Yeah, it's a pale gold. It's too light for me, and it's not a shade that I like. Yeah, and again, you saw not used at all. The indentations of the logo is still on there. So I'm passing that along to someone that's going to enjoy it. I'm sorry I'm hyper, but I just am. Okay, so these things I do like. I love, but I'm getting rid of them because I noticed that I bought them twice. I have double. So this is the first thing, this Fenty Beauty Matchsticks Trio in medium 200. Has these 3 matchsticks on there. I'm passing this along because I already have one that I'm currently using and trying to use up because I'm not too crazy about it. It's a little bit too light for my skin tone. The highlight is a little bit too light for my skin tone, and I don't really like the highlight. The contour shade I use to death. I enjoy it. And then the highlight shade, it really doesn't do a lot of highlighting for me. So I'm going to pass it on to somebody that's going to enjoy it. Why would I keep this if I'm not really crazy about the one that I'm already using and it's the same exact one? So I'm passing that on. And then the other things that I bought double were these MAC Mineralized Skin Finishes in Gold Deposit and Cheeky Bronze. I guess I'll open them. I don't really want to open them because they're brand new. I've never used it. I bought doubles of these, and I put them in my collection to start using them, and that's when I realized that I got two. So this is like a pinky shade, and this is like a bronze shade. So yeah, I passing this along because I already have another one of each of these, and if it's taking me forever to use that Naked Flush palette, like this is gonna take me forever to use up, so I'm passing it along. The other, or the last MAC product, is this Amber x9 palette. I'm getting rid of this. It's just not my tones. I used to use this to get like a neutral smoky type of eye, but the tones are way too cool and they don't look good on me. It just doesn't look good on me, so I'm getting rid of it because I don't like how it looks on me. I don't like these cool tones on my eyes. I'm gonna leave that for last because you guys are gonna be surprised about that. But the next thing I'm getting rid of is, and because of the same reason, is this Nudie Patootie palette by Laura Lee Los Angeles. And I did use this a couple times, and that's when I realized that I wasn't crazy about it. You can tell that I used it somewhat. The shimmery shades are great, they're wonderful, but this first row, this row right here, I hate this row. Nothing in this row suits me. I hate it. This row, yeah, the second row here, the one to the left, or I guess you're right here, this one, this row here, that's a nice row, but this whole row can go to the trash. So why would I keep a palette where I hate an entire row of eyeshadows? And it's like the browns, every single brown in here is like cool. And it just doesn't look good on my eyes. Cool shadows just don't really look great on me. I just pull warmer shades a lot better. So I'm passing that along. The next thing, and I think this is my first eyeshadow palette, like high-end or mid-range eyeshadow palette. Guys, it's the Makeup Geek Vegas Lights. I think this was their first palette. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I think this was Marlena. I hope I'm saying that right. I think this was her first palette, guys. I remember before she created her brand and she used to review makeup, and I love her to death. She was always a refreshing beauty influencer guru to watch on YouTube, but I'm getting rid of this because I used it a couple times. I wore this eyeshadow when I bought my first card, but I used it a couple times, but obviously I haven't used it that much, so I'm gonna pass it along to somebody that's going to enjoy it and love it a lot more than I have. And then last but not least, my Z palettes, and these are filled with the first one, Makeup Geek blushes. I bought all her blushes, guys, and I hate powder blushes, guys. Like, I'm not a blush person. I try to get in the blush in my eyebrows. I'm testing a product, that's why it looks a different color there, so ignore that. But anyways, I'm getting rid of this because I hate powder blushes, and I hate blushes in general because I don't think I look good in blushes. But recently I bought a crap ton of liquid and cream blushes, and I've been loving how it looks on my skin because it looks super natural and sheer, and yeah. But powder blushes, it just never looked great on me, so I'm passing this along to somebody that's gonna enjoy it and get use out of this. The majority of these shades I've never used, so I kind of stuck to these orangey burnt shades over here. But yeah, I'm getting rid of it. I'm kind of sad about that because that's nostalgic. And then last but not least, these two Z palettes. Guys, I bought all the Makeup Geek eyeshadows, all of them, not when they first came out, but when I had enough money to buy them, you know what I'm saying? Before they started doing the square pants, I bought all of them. I kept my favorite. So Marlena, I hope that I'm saying her name right. if you're watching this video, which you're probably not, but if you're watching this video, I kept my favorite Makeup Geek eyeshadows in another Z palette. And yeah, I kept my favorite ones. It's not that I'm getting rid of everything Makeup Geek. That's not the case. It's just these eyeshadows I never use. Like, I use a couple of them, you can tell, but the majority of them I didn't use because I have this compulsion that I don't like using new things. And I'm gonna pass. I had this for years and I never used it, so I'm gonna pass it along to somebody that's gonna appreciate it. And then I have this bigger palette with more shimmer shades and a blush from Makeup Geek as well. But yeah, I'm gonna pass this along to somebody that's going to enjoy it and appreciate it. But I promise you, Marlena, I have 2 palettes. Yeah, I have 2 palettes of Makeup Geek eyeshadows that I love and I could not get rid of. And they're in my dresser, in my vanity stuff in my dresser, and I use those. These I don't use, so I'm passing this along, and somebody else is going to love these. But yeah, that is my decluttering part 2 video. This is all the stuff that I'm getting rid of now. And obviously I'm going to make more of these videos because I have a bunch of eyeshadow palettes that I've never used, guys. Never used. So I'm going to come across more stuff that I really am not enjoying, and I'm just going to get rid of it. Instead of holding it on for years and years and years on end, and trying to use it up and force myself to like it, I'm just going to get rid of it and give it to somebody else that's going to enjoy it and appreciate it rather than holding on to it. So there's going to be a lot more videos like that coming up, and I hope you guys stay tuned. I'm going to upload a video of the stuff that I'm rotating in my collection. Well, don't quote me on that, but I might upload a video of stuff that I'm rotating in my collection. So just stay tuned for that, and I guess I'll see how it goes. I'm wearing all new. Well, not all new, but the majority, everything that I'm wearing right now is new. Yeah, so I'm just testing stuff out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and check out my other videos. Bye.